Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've decided to do a makeup look today. You're looking at it right now. I wanted to call it my everyday makeup routine, but when I was deep in smoking out my lash line, I remember thinking, this isn't that every day, is it? If we're being honest. So I wanted to call this video everyday makeup for the heavy makeup wearer. I understand that I do prefer the more heavier makeup look, the more contoured, the more smoky eye, lashes every day. That is just what I'm used to. It sort of dawned on me that actually I know quite a lot of girls that everyday makeup is a set of eyelashes, cut crease, bronzer, blusher, you name it. And so the everyday could be completely different for anyone. I'm going to be sharing this makeup look for the more heavier user, but of course I will do an everyday makeup look with more natural looking makeup as well. Although for me personally, I would always reach for this sort of style. If this is something you like and this is something you're interested in, please keep watching. Now, before I get started, quick disclaimer. I have my dog sleeping in his basket underneath my desk here. So if you can hear what sounds like an earthquake, I can assure you it's just my dog snoring. But I don't have the heart to move him for the sake of this video. So I'm going to try and put some like soft music in the background. But most soft music in the background of videos, I always think sounds like a really old 60s porno music. So without trying to make this tutorial sound like a porno, it may or may not have music depending on if I can find any in the edit or not. We'll have to find out, won't we? So I have a completely clean face, as you can see. I have cleansed, toned and moisturized. If you want to know what I use for my daily skincare, I have just uploaded a vlog last week where I mentioned all the products that I used in there. And I'll also put them in the description bar below, just in case you want to know. So I'm going to start with primer. So these are basically all the products that I tend to reach for on a day-to-day basis. My makeup does change in the week. Sometimes I use different colour eyeshadows, different foundations, but generally these are my favourite. If someone said to me, out of all your makeup collection, what are your favourite products, then these would be it. So this is what I'm going to use. Let's start first with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is in the shade 5. I will warn you with this, I also have it in the shade 4. If I put them both side by side here. And the jump in colour is enormous from 4 to 5. So I find these really difficult to colour match. If I just show you on my hand here, please ignore, I burnt my hand the other day making a bacon sandwich, and then when I fake tanned, it made the burn really dark, so please ignore the burn on my hands that you're about to see. Okay, so can you see 4 and 5, the difference of the jump? So I would be really careful when colour matching yourself with these, because like I certainly don't think I'm as tanned as that, but I think this would be slightly too light. So you can mix them together, obviously, but I tend to, if I put fake tan on, which I have yesterday, I'll use the number 5. If I haven't, I'll use the number 4. But I do have quite olive skin. I haven't tried number 3 or 2, so I don't know. But this just comes with an application like this, and I'll just put this all over my face, like so, and I will. My hands are clean. I will now wipe it in with my hands. There's a party. Okay, so that is done. So can you sort of see it has just a nice like glowy sort of effect. You can wear this on its own. You can mix it with moisturizer. I think this product, honestly, it is absolutely gorgeous. I've bought this 3 or 4 times now. When I first bought it, I remember thinking, what is it? But now I couldn't wear foundation without this underneath it. Some people wear it on top as a highlighter on their cheeks, but I really like the overall glow it gives me underneath. So 100% recommend this. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with foundation. Now, I've been trying something a bit different lately with my foundation. I used to be really into the whole baking and, you know, really full coverage. Now I prefer a bit of a lighter coverage when it comes to my foundation. In fact, I really want to try the MAC Face and Body. It's like a water-based foundation. It's supposed to be absolutely gorgeous, but there is not a MAC near me, and with all the pandemic going on, I can't get to a MAC right now. So when that opens up again, I will be getting colour matched. But for now, I'll be using the NARS Sheer Glow foundation in the shade Tahoe, which is medium dark number 2. So I just put a little bit on my fingers and I dot it around my face, and then I'll blend it in with a brush. Sometimes I use a beauty blender, sometimes I use a brush. Brushes at the moment I'm just naturally going for. This is the Charlotte Tilbury brush. It's like a flat tip kabuki brush, double-ended, and I like it because it's really flat and really compact. So it really like gets in there when you sort of buff it into your face. I've been, like I said, preferring a brush over a beauty blender lately. I just feel it's slightly softer finish. And also, how many people sit down to do their foundation with a beauty blender and then realise they need to get back up again to dampen it, and you just can't be asked. So I find myself quite often thinking, I can't be asked to use a beauty blender. So make sure you blend this into your neck, because as you can see, this is a lot darker than my skin. But when I go over with my concealers, it really does lighten it all up. So don't be alarmed of how I look at the moment.
Downtown, someone said that you're coming by. Let me know when you're here, meet me up for a smoke outside. I regret what I said, didn't mean it. Yeah, believe me, I guess I'll take it back.
Okay, so as you can see, I'm looking very Donald Trump right now. This is about to change. Now I'm going to go in with my contour. Okay, so I understand this is actually quite a big makeup routine for someone that doesn't wear much makeup. You might be thinking, oh my god, why are you doing all these steps? But honestly, I've been doing this for about a decade now, so well over a decade. So this to me is really simple. I'm sorry I didn't bother to clean my palette before I done this video. I'm not as professional as what I thought I would be, actually. But hey, this is real life. I have a flat tip Morphe brush here. This is the Morphe E8 brush. It looks a bit like this, and as you can see, it's very small tip, but it's like tapered. So this for me gets really nice under my eye area. So I sort of mix between the banana shade here and the lighter shade here for my under eye. So this, I go straight in, and this is to do my under eye as so, and my eyelid ready for my eyeshadow, and I take that right to the side of my nose here, so I sort of get that like triangle up look. And I also go underneath my cheekbone with this. So what was quite sort of like an orange line, can you see already now? I'm starting to define my face, so it's almost coming to a point.
I regret what I said, didn't mean it. Yeah, believe
already can you see a difference?
take it back. There's a
This looks more awake, this looks more flat. So obviously I've sort of gone round my cheek here. So basically I've kept my foundation in the cheek area and around the front of my face, so it's more like number 3. And I've just basically highlighted all around my eye, all in the side of my nose, to sort of lift my face up.
I just hope that we're still okay. You always pick me.
Probably say now as well that the kit I am using is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's the contour cream kit. I was using the powder kit for absolute years because I always felt my skin was more on the oily side, and in the summer it does go very oily, but in the winter I've realized that it's actually quite dry, and I've started to really love cream contour products. I love cream blushes, cream, like I say, bronzers, like contours. I really love the way they look. I think they make you look really youthful and glowy. And so I'm starting to really, really love that. And already my face looks a lot less scary than it did a minute ago, because I've sort of like evened out some of my skin tone. Now you can go in with the bottom shades here to create that sort of bronzed effect, but as you know, my foundation was already too dark for me when I started, so I don't need to over bronze again. What I will do though in a minute is go in with a bit of the pink for the blusher, but I won't do that step right now. Right now I just want to set what I've already done. So I will be using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Powder. I don't know if you can see it there. This is the under eye and face in shade Fair, which I know is quite light, but I kind of like to use it as a brightening powder. It kind of has like a pink translucency colour to it, so I really like this, and I just use this with a Morphe M438 brush. It's kind of, again, a long arrowed sort of tapered brush like this. It fits perfectly under the eye area, and I don't do any baking or anything like that. I get the tiniest bit and I'll just dab it on. I would still do the baking technique if I was maybe going out or something, but because I've started to notice that my skin is drier, I feel like baking really clings to a lot of my dry areas, and it makes me look old because it will cling onto all my wrinkles and everything, especially around my eyes. So that's why I sort of try to avoid that sort of technique now, although I do think it's a great technique if you're sort of looking to go for a night out and you want everything to be, you know, staying in place. But just beware that if you have any dry areas, then it will cling to that. So you must make sure you moisturize beforehand very heavily to make sure your dry areas are sort of done. I am now going to go in with bronzer. And my bronzer I use is the Charlotte Tilbury, once again, Airbrush bronzer in shade 3. It's this colour here, and it comes with a really big mirror. This actually, I mean, look, it's the size of my face. So it's a really, really good size. So you get a good value for money out of this, let me tell you. For the brush that I use for my bronzer, generally any brush that has some sort of angle, like that, is what you want to go for. This is another Morphe one. I can't tell you the name of it because my dog chewed the end of it. But I do have another one here. It's a Sephora one again. Oh, Sephora number 49, Sephora Pro one. As long as it has an angle where you can easily get up, then that's what you want. So it basically will glide upwards. So what you don't want to do when it comes to bronzer, you don't want to bronze too low down. So as you can see, where my cheekbones meet my mouth, if I do this, I think that comes quite low. You want it to be quite high so your face looks more lifted and higher. If I put it low, it'll make my chin look saggier. And then what I'll do now as well is I'm going to go over some of my neck, because as you can see, there's a big colour difference here. I have actually fake tans everywhere, so I don't really know why it hasn't taken to certain parts. But what I'm going to use is a big old puffy brush like this. This is the Morphe E41, and that will go all over my neck and my chest, and that will just help blend everything in a bit better. Okay, so bronzing is done. Now I'm going to go in with blush. Go in again with the Anastasia contour palette with that same brush, and I'm going to lightly dab on the blusher, smile, and go in like an upwards motion. Very light, very, very, very light. So as you can see, it's just highlighting the apples of my cheeks here. But like I say, I do this very light hand. Slight side note, my friend Ellie, who I know will be watching this video because she's a very avid fan of Hanny Allen's YouTube vids, has just sent me a 14-minute voice note, which I'm going to have to wait and listen to after I've done this, because that girl can waffle, let me tell you. Okay, so I'm now going to go in with eyebrows first. Again, I like to sort of do this step next because it sort of just sets my eye shape area, everything like that. So I'm going to go in with the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. Here we go. I just brush all my hairs up, like so. I have naturally a very arched eyebrow, but not one of them beautiful like sultry arches. I have like a McDonald's arch, I think. They're really rounded. So I try to create like a different shape with my eyebrows. I usually get them waxed and tinted every month, basically every 3 weeks. Because as you can see with lockdown, I don't know if you can tell, but I've got so many stray hairs here, but I refuse to pluck them myself. I want to wait until the salons are open again so they can do it for me. So basically I just follow like a stroke upwards sort of look. I really like that sort of fluffy brow look at the moment. And I go in with a really light hand with my eyebrows. I'm sort of over that harsh effect. Although when your hair is as dark as mine, naturally they'll look a bit harsh. But I just try to go really gently. So can you see? That took me very little time. Brush them up. I've created that sort of, you know, illusion that instead of it being like that, it's sort of like a angled brow, you know.
You're back with your girlfriend now. For a minute, I'm back where we started. In that hallway, we couldn't keep.
Draw my brows on. I'm just going to brush them through with the Benefit Give Me Brow in number 3. This is like the darkest brown. And basically this is just like a pomade that will help set them in place. Not that I actually have many brow hairs to set in place, but it just stops them from sort of facing different directions throughout the day. Okay, brows are done. So now it's on to eyes. Now, eyes is a funny thing because like I said, I do change my eye makeup a lot. Not in terms of, you know, the finished look, but I like dark colours. I like dark browns, dark golds. Because I have brown eyes, I feel like I can go heavier on the old eye area. So I'm going to go in today with the Morphe Neutral Territory 9T palette. And I think I'm going to go with probably this dark brown, this dark shade here with a bit of the copper. The only thing I would say about this palette is I would say it's not a true reflection of what you see. So I'm going to show you what I mean in a minute. I'm going to go in with this colour first as my transition colour, which is basically the colour that you put on your brow bone and your eyelid bone here. And then I would put the copper on my actual eyelid. So I'm just going to use, what brush should I use? This is a Morphe M573 brush, just like a fluffy brush like this. I'm going to go in, you see? Now, before I blend this in, do you see what I mean? I use this sort of neutrally colour here, and I think that's very brown, like very dark. So I would not say this colour is a true reflection of what's on my face. So just be mindful when you're buying that. But luckily I like quite dark colours, and I'm going to blend this out anyway. But I just pack it on first. like so. And then I will go over with a clean blending brush like this and buff it all out.
Did you ever tell her I have to sleep in the bed?
Now that's sort of blended nicely, I'm going to go in with the copper colour and put it on the inner corner of my eye, and I'm going to do this with a flat brush. So as you can see, it's completely flat, and this is the Morphe M456. I'll try and link all of them below, but I don't know how many of them will be in stock still because I've had them a while. And like I said to you, I'm going to go in with this copper colour here, and I'm going to put that on the inner corner of my eye. Okay, so I've sort of laid that on. I'm now going to go back in with that clean blending brush and just blend all around it with that darker colour again to give it more definition. I'm also then going to go on the underneath of my eye with that same first colour I used, just to add depth. You'll see what I mean. I have gone in with the copper colours at the beginning of the eye here, and underneath and around the top I've gone in with the darker colour. This just sort of like enhances the sort of wing a bit more. I'm then going to go over with the black with a tiny brush, you see, and kind of just shape around my eye. This will just create like the illusion of like a sultry sort of eye, and I use this instead of using eyeliner because I prefer the more smokier look. I don't love the structured winged liner fine point tip type look anymore, so I prefer it to be a little bit more not smudged but smoky. Now this is the one thing you shouldn't do, but I do. I do tightly pull my eye like this so I can get a nice clean line. You shouldn't do it if you don't want lines and wrinkles and crow's feet around your eyes. But I do it. That's what Botox is for, right?
If we don't, then if we give in what we want, and I always pick you up and let you down. We're spinning around.
Okay, so for mascara, I use the Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara in black. I think this is the best mascara that I've ever used. I love the tip. The tip is sort of one of them, like starts off big, like tapered down. I think it gets really in there. I have really just short straight eyelashes, nothing at all to shout about, no beautiful long curly lashes that you see some people have, but because I wear false ones anyway, it doesn't really bother me. Okay, so mascara is on. I'm just going to go in with lashes. So the lashes that I wear at the moment, I change them all the time, is the Jordan Woods Eyelure ones in Palm Princess. I actually got these from a website called falseeyelashes.co.uk, literally the easiest name to remember ever, because they were selling like 7 for like £10 or something, 7 packs. So I thought, oh, I'll give these a try, because I always try new like strip lashes. I don't really have a favourite in particular. Although if I did have to recommend one brand, I would recommend the Ardell Wispies or the Ardell Demi Wispies. I do find them the most natural looking lashes, but you also get volume. I really don't like thick eyelashes. Like I've tried like the whole Tatty lashes and the Lily lashes, and they are gorgeous, but they're too heavy for my eye because I feel like I've got quite small eyes. So I prefer a much more bendier, I'll show you, this is the lash. I prefer it to be much more like bendy. Can you see? So that just stops into my eye perfectly. So they're the lashes that I'll be using, and then I'll be doing the other eye off camera because you've obviously already seen how I do this eye. So I will see you back in. Okay, I'm back looking slightly more symmetrical now. So next we are going to go on to lips. Now, I understand this look for an everyday makeup look is a lot, okay? It's not your average, you know, quickly whack on a bit of mascara and get out the door or whatever. But like I did say earlier, I have been wearing pretty bold makeup for the best part of 13 years now. It's what I naturally go for. And for you watching this now, this is going to be a really long video. You think, who has the time to do it in the mornings? Seriously, it takes me literally 20 minutes. Like, it doesn't always look as like lovely and blended as it does on right now. But generally speaking, pair of false lashes and some dark eyeshadow, I'm out the door, okay? It does not take me long at all. But you just sort of get used to certain ways of doing it, don't you? So, yes, I looked in the mirror when I finished doing this other eye and I thought, can I really get away with naming this video everyday makeup look? Because this is so not everyday, is it? It's more of a smoky sort of copper look. But anyway, let's just carry on. Lip liner, cannot live without a lip liner. This is the MAC Strip Down liner. I love MAC lip liners. They go on creamy, and I think they do the best nude range. Charlotte Tilbury do some lovely lip liners too, but I don't think their range is that extensive. So I just define the whole lip. And I am generally more of a lip gloss girl than I am a lipstick. So I use the Charlotte Tilbury Collagen Plumping Lip Gloss in like a peach colour. And we will finish off this look with the final touches, which is of course setting spray. Now, the Urban Decay All Nighter for me is the best spray in terms of keeping your makeup on all day. You're not gonna get any movement. Although I love as well the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I just don't find it holds as well as this. So, but in terms of industrial strength, let's go in with this, shall we? Okay, and this is pretty much the finished product. I generally could not live without a setting spray now. I think it makes your face feel so like refreshed and smooth. Like I said, this is not everyone's everyday. This is a hell of a lot everyday makeup look, but it is my everyday, or at least my most days, especially when we went in lockdown. Like I said, for me, it's all about heavy eye, a decent pair of eyelashes and a nice contour, and I feel bronzed and good, and that's just me. So if you can relate, great. If you're looking at me right now thinking, huh, so your everyday look is drag queen then? Yeah, essentially, that's what it is. Thank you very much for watching this video. Like I said, I will leave all of the products that I use in the description bar below. And if you would like to see more of a natural everyday makeup look, let me know and I'll see if I can pull that one out the bag. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.